Hey YouTube, Dane Gilpin here, coming to you for a deck profile for Dragon Plants, September 2013, courtesy of MST the MST. This format is less plants, more dragon than most decks, based off the YCS Toronto deck that won. So jumping straight into it, we got the hand traps, 2 Veiler, 2 Maxi. The guy at Toronto was raining 1 Veiler. I've added a second one because Veiler's extremely good at a local level, let alone against decks that have topped at YCS Toronto, such as the Prophecy decks, the Mermail decks, the Blackwing decks. Moving on to the dragons, we've got 2 Debris Dragon. Using this card, completely searchable off Tempest, gets you back your card troopers, your Maxis to make level 6s, level 7s, Black Rose. Also lets you go with a dragon into Star Eater. So the card can also fetch back your level 1 tuner, Flamvell Guard. This lets you go into a Star Eater and go into a level 8 synchro at the same time. The other 2 level 1 tuners we run are 2 Dragunity Brandstock. A lot of players are using Corseska, but the actual card doesn't matter. As long as it's a level 1 dragon tuner, it will work with our triple Cards of Constants, which just adds the draw force back into the deck with Super Rejuvenation Band. For the Daddy Dragons, we have triple Tidal, triple Redox, triple Blaster, triple Tempest. This is the core of the Dragon deck, and it spams out your level 7s. With the babies gone, the deck does run out of its resources eventually, but hopefully with the amount of pressure this puts on your opponents with the Exceeds and the Synchros, that really shouldn't be a problem. To help the deck along, you've got 2 card troopers. While milling the deck, this also draws you a card, and if you've got it in hand, it's really useful for ditching for Redox because you can get the special summon. Same goes for our next target, Dandelion. Works absolutely amazing with the Trooper, works well with Ravine, works well with Redox, and it's an Earth so you can banish it to get a Redox summon. Then we're playing 1 Scapegoat. I know a few players have been playing this at 2, maybe 3. Saw that a lot of the Dragon Plant decks were running it 2. And I understand why the YCS Toronto winner put this at 1. I mean, with the amount of cards in the deck and the amount of presence you're going to have on the field, the Scapegoats only really act as protecting your Dracosac. They work with Debris to make the Black Rose, and it's just a level modulator. I can understand why nobody would play it more than 1. And then we've got the Return of God's Sarcophagus, recently limited. This is still broken and retarded with the dragons, still a staple. Playing 1 MST, this takes down some main deck outs. If your opponent has got, say, Necro Valley, or in the case of spellbooks, they're cycling off the towers, they've got the Fates, etc. You can just get them before they get you. Double Ravine. This acts as a Foolish Burial. Additionally, if you've got the Cards of Consonants, you can search out a Dragunity monster to get your search. This really lets you set up your grave so you've constantly got fodder for the dragons, and also lets you search for your dragons that you're missing for your combos. Then, the changes I've made to the deck from Toronto is 2 Sacred Sword instead of 3. While I find that 3 guarantees you're going to open it, with the amount of draw power you're getting off of the Cards Constants, the deck thinning you're doing from the dragons, I don't think you need that. I think 2's good enough. You're not going to want to draw 1 late game because it's going to lose you a match. It's just, while it's an amazing card, an amazing plus, I don't think you're going to want more than 3. And we play Staples, Foolish, Dark Hole, Return. These 3 one-offs are staple for any dragon deck and don't need any explanation. Then we play Skill Drain. This helps you keep your resources on the field while killing other decks. The dragons don't return to hand, which means you don't have to keep banishing to summon them. And while it shuts down a lot of your main threats, it shuts down the Constellas. The Mermails can't do much underneath it. There's Evil Swarms, Fire Fists, the lot. They just... Skill Drain's good. And then 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. The YCS Toronto is filled with Raigeki Break. While I understand the requirement for discarding and the replacement of certain back row losses, such as Compulse, I don't think Raigeki Break's the answer. You've got a lot of cards that can save themselves from destruction. You've got the Draco Sack, you've got the Lead Yokes, there's Mechaniquip Engineer now, Zen Mains, the lot of them all protect themselves. So it's just a case of if you're going to discard, you can disrupt your opponent's plays, put back a problematic card, say a lead, top of the deck, make sure their draws are dead, next turn, OTK. Going on to the extra deck. 1 formula. The Scapegoat plus any of your level 1 tuners makes this viable. It acts as a draw card. And it lets you go into our good friend shooting Star Dragon, who is still an obscenely broke card after all these formats. It's good to see it in play again. We've got Mistboard Clausus, which will let you go through your Ophions and let you get through quite a few other cards. I think you can get through basically the entire metagame's worth of Exceed like Abyss Gaios if it doesn't get negated. Armory Arm. Crazy amounts of OTKs you can pull off with this card. So another level 4 to ladder up your synchros if you need to. You can equip this to a Draco Sack to do serious damage. You've got a monster that is pretty much irremovable from the field, that's burning for 3/6 every turn. For a level 5, playing Armenides. A lot of people play Catasta. Armenides is better in my opinion because it lets you get through cards like Lind and get past the D prisons, the Mirror Forces, etc. like that. I mean, if you're playing against certain decks, like the Mermails, like the Constellas, chances are they're going to be having a set card would be a Lind. If you've got a set trap, it's going to be Sphere. So they either have to play the Sphere before the battle phase to save their damage, or they have to lose the Lind to an Armenides and not get the effect. For a level 6, we're playing Orient Dragon. This is a very synchro heavy format. You've got the Mermail deck can synchro summon. You have got dragons synchro summon, Dragonites synchro summon, Blackwings will synchro summon. Orient Dragon can get rid of problematic cards like the Stardust, the Star Eater, Scrap Dragons, the lot. Then we're playing the MVP, 2 Black Rose. This card is the new Heavy Storm Darkon. If your opponent overextends and you've got Debris Dragon, chances are you can make this card. And if they don't have a response, you're going to go heavily plus and then put lots of damage on the field because your dragons will summon due to the fact that this is a dragon monster. For level 8s, we have Stardust, Crimson, Scrap. Crimson Blader is still relevant due to last format. With the addition of Scapegoat, Scrap Dragon becomes an extremely versatile and broken card. You can pop the tokens and to pop your opponent's monsters, and you've not really lost anything. And Stardust is the amazing out to your opponent's Mirror Forces, which is still at 2. Your opponent's Bottomless, anything like that. It can secure OTKs, and it also stops the Mermails popping face ups if you are attacking into a Lind. Then we play our 1 level 11, Star Eater. This card's obscene. It can't be negated when it's summoned. When it attacks, your opponent cannot activate card effects, which makes it immune to the D-Prisons, the Mirror Forces, the Bottomlesses, the Solemn Warning, the lot. It's a 3/2, 2800 ass, and it's a dragon. There's nothing more that you could want. And then for our Exceeds, we're playing Big Eye, Dracosac, and Master Ablaze. The Toronto players have been playing Gemini Pearl instead of Blades. I think Blades is a much better card. If you make this against Constellas, this against Fire Fist, even this against certain decks like Madolche's, anything like that, the card effects target and he gets his effect. Even if you attempt to Veiler him, he can chain again down the line and get his effect again to pop something. And if you summon him with your Scrap Dragon, you can pop 2 cards per turn, which is just ridiculous. Moving on to the side deck, we've got a third Veiler, a third Maxi, lets you beat anything that you're playing against, and then 2 DD Crow. I think this card's going to be extremely relevant in this format. You've got Prophecies, so you can take out their spellcasters, you can take out their targets for fate. You've got dragons, you can take out materials so that they can't summon. Inzectors have got their extremely good FTK, you can take out the materials. Hieratics, you can take out the normal monsters. Constellas, you can take out Sombre targets. Evil Swarms, you can take out Circean targets. I can't think of many decks this format where this isn't good. It kills Infernity Loops, it kills the Black Wings if they're playing the Values, etc. Then there was one Valkyrie Drago. Using this card, again, beats the Evil Swarm, beats the Constellas. It also beats Agents, which I think are going to be a sleeper hit occasionally down the line in this format. They've got the Angel of Zera, they've got the Hyperions, Christias, and I think they're going to be quite a lot of them. Additionally, if you are coming against Black Wings, you can summon this and essentially stop all of their plays except Kalut. And there's Double Xyz Encore. This card is the one card unchainable out to Ophions, Pallades, Dracosacs, Biscayos. The decks tend not to run the rank below it, especially Mermails. They aren't playing 6s, Dragons aren't playing 6s, and I don't think Evil Swarm are playing the 3s now that Tour Guide's gone. So this is, I think this is going to go up in price. I think it's an obscenely good card, and I think it's going to continue to see play in top decks. Then we've got the last 2 MSTs. This lets you take out the Imperial Iron Walls. It lets you take out any card that your opponent has sided, like Soul Drain, Mind Drain. And we've got Debunk. I think Debunk's going to be really good. It kills the hand traps, it kills your Mermail cards, your Prophecies, it kills your Inzectors. Then you've got 2 Mind Crush, kills the same decks. And Decree. I think Decree is going to be useful. It takes down your Chain Burns, your Final Countdowns, trap heavy decks like your Constellas that can struggle to get this off the field, especially if you're constantly removing their resources with your other monsters. And then the second Skill Drain, for the same reason that you've got a Skill Drain in the main, there are decks that this completely wrecks, and the second one can be brutal. So that was a Dragon Plant format deck for this list. I know that there's a lot you can do to change the deck around. I think it's going to be one of those decks that sees a lot of variation, innovation, and I hope to see it the next YCS because I quite like playing the deck and I'd like to see what other people do with it. So thank you very much, and yeah.